Springboks and England, folks. That's a pretty emphatic win by the Boks. 45 points to 21. England was shell-shocked early in this game. It was a relentless start from the Boks, although the pressure eased up a little bit in the first half as England had a bit of a spirited comeback. But the second half was all the Springboks. Where did things go wrong for England? Where did they go right for South Africa? Well, the penalty count was definitely horrendous from an English perspective. They were getting pinged left, right, and centre. South Africa was so dominant, particularly at the breakdown. Like, how many times did we see England get pinged for not releasing, for taking guys out in the air? If you keep doing that against the Boks, they will absolutely punish you. They just didn't have an answer. Springboks would kick the ball, get a man over it, and just it's a free play for them. England did not have a solution for that. It was crack and play from the Boks. The Boks probably would have liked a few more scrums because it started to get on top, especially in the second half. England could have conceded 50, let's be honest. But, yep, we'll go through some of the key events and the stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. Apologies, I'm pretty late with this one because it was on in the middle of the night here in New Zealand, so I've got up first thing and watched it. There were a few disruptions with the squads. No Khaleesi, no Eben for South Africa, no Furbank for England, so a few kind of rejigged guys in positions. I was keen to see Honeycomb get a go. He did all right starting, and Marcus Smith had to start for England, but yeah, it was a flying start from South Africa. How good were they early? They came out of the blocks absolutely flying. Again, it's a penalty for not releasing, which leads to a line-up for South Africa. Within the ball, Willemse close and a couple of phases. Thomas Tutoy, close range, over. Colby's doing the goal kicking. He doesn't get the first one, but he gets like 5 from 7. So not bad from him. 5 points to 0 lead to South Africa early. We've only just started. And South Africa are already on the board. And as I said, it is that not releasing thing. England, when they kick South Africa the ball, you're kicking it to Damian Willemse. And he was in a mood. I think he dropped maybe 1 all day. If you're going to kick to him, there needs to be a proper contest for the ball. If you give him any space, he's just going to catch it and return it with interest. And as a Kiwi who's seen my team struggle with high balls quite a lot, it was very easy on the eye to see a guy just seem to comfortably catch high balls and then go on to play the game, to get up and get some run meters or get up with the guys around him. He was catching everything at the start of the game and for most of the game, really. So Damian Willemse was very impressive. Big Ox had a line break, unfortunately got injured from it, but Big Ox in space, you got to love seeing that if you're a rugby fan, seeing a big prop ripping things up. And then South Africa, ripper of a pass from Grant Williams out to Dialende, sets up Colby with a nice Colby step. It's a Colby special, that one. 12 points to 0, and it's getting embarrassing because Kurtley Arendse gets 1, and again, it's not releasing from England. South Africa kick, Visa gets over the ball, penalty. What does South Africa do? Wide ball, Kurtley Arendse, 17 points to 0. The Arendse tries on 11 minutes. This is, apart from a red card, this is like the worst possible start for England. South Africa are on absolute fire. When they look back on the match, though, I think they'll review the second half of the first half with maybe a bit of a critical eye because they didn't score any more points and they conceded 14. England did have a little bit of a comeback. Like they got close through Jamie George and Marcus Smith, to be fair, but they didn't manage to get any points on the board, but they at least had a 22 entry following the Arendse try, which was maybe showing England getting back into the game a little bit, but it was concerning because England, with their kicking game, seemed to be quite keen to push the South Africans back territorially, but like I said, the South Africans were largely pretty comfortable under the English kicks, and then like from a resulting lineout, you just see Grant Williams effortlessly getting a line break, or Damian Willemse kicking a 50-22 in response to the English kicking game. So South Africa were looking pretty comfortable, although again, with that critical eye, in hindsight, they didn't get any points from these. Like the line break comes to nothing, the 50-22 comes to nothing. So yeah, it was just a bit rough for England because like you're doing all this work and you get nothing from it, and South Africa seemed to be just able to run it back at you or kick it back at you with ease. There is a bit of a turning point though, I think, when Kurtley Arendse gets yellow carded. Is this yellow card a yellow card? I think yes, but I don't think it's right to call these ones deliberate knock-ons. We call them deliberate knock-ons, but let's be real. A deliberate knock-on is where you like slap it down. That's what they initially put this law in to kind of get rid of. But for many years now, deliberate knock-ons are largely, very rarely actually deliberate knock-ons. They're more or less like one-handed intercept attempts. And the rule is, if you don't get it, basically, then you're going to get pinged. Right? That's the way they interpret the law. And I think that's fair. Like, I still don't like it, but I think Curtly Arons' yellow card is consistent with many other yellow cards we see. If you stick a mitt out and you don't get it, even if it's instinctual, then you're going to get carded. The South African commentary team didn't like it. Like, Shimangi didn't like it. But I thought it was a card. So, I mean, the English get a couple of yellow cards later. But, like, Freeman's one I thought was a yellow card as well. Even if it wasn't, like, the most egregious shoulder to the head. It's just one of those things. Shoulder touches head, very good chance you're getting a card. Hand touches ball, one-handed on an opposition pass, it's probably going to get carded. So he gets carded, and it's a chance for England. I was a little bit disappointed they just kept with the man advantage. England just kept kicking it to South Africa. They were just putting these direct, like straight kind of low kicks through. I just wanted them to have a crack. And when they did have a crack, they actually scored. Like, they got a line-out move, which they spun it wide for a change. Maybe it's one of those ones where you set them up. You do A, and then you finally switch it up to B, and you get some pay from it. I don't know, but they finally got a line-out move where they didn't kick it, and Caden Murley went very close. It got England deep down in South Africa's 22. And when they got advantage, they blew the penalty, and Genji just took a quick tap, powered over Thomas du Toit. So du Toit won't like that one, but 17 points to 7. And then a 50-22 before half-time for England from Finn Smith. I think this is after the yellow card's over. Again, they switch it up a little bit. You think they're going to maul for all money, but they don't. They pop it down. Freeman with a big direct carry up the guts. He's not going to have many touches in the first half, but he loves that touch. Gets over the advantage line. They get the ball wide. The forwards combining. Chesum pops it to George Martin. Try time, 17 points to 14. That's a heck of a recovery from England after being, as I said, basically shell-shocked in that first half. So England's edged the possession, edged the territory, but they're 3 points behind on the scoreboard. Second half, though, they start conceding more penalties, which I feel like loses any momentum they had built up at the end of that first half. Again, Visa over the board. The breakdown is relentless. England start conceding penalties at line-out time, and if you're going to give South Africa opportunities like that, they're going to punish. They go 20 phases before Grant Williams gets his first, and only. They only got one. 24 points to 14. I felt like England blew a chance in reply. If Finn Smith's pass to, I think it was Seb Atkinson goes, they probably score, but they kind of just don't have the execution there. So they end up on the back foot again. They keep conceding penalties. If you concede penalties, like taking Colby out in the air, jumping across at line-out time, you're going to get punished. We get Creel with one. It's Malcolm Marx who delivers him the final ball. 31 points to 14. It's starting to look kind of messy again. It's very reminiscent of the first half. Although, when England actually did get a decent result from the kicking battle with South Africa, they did finally manage to get themselves at least one score in the second half. Alex Coles is the man who finished it off. Yeah, that was a golden chance, really, and they had to take it, which they did. So that's their only score in the second half. Maybe that wakes South Africa up a little bit, but also we get the couple yellow cards, don't we? Tommy Freeman, it's not much shoulder on head, but it's enough. And like I said with the Curtly Arons yellow card, if you do that with the way the game is refereed, you're absolutely going to get yellow carded. So he goes off for a yellow card, and then Guy Pepper gets yellow carded as well for a cynical early tackle with South Africa hot on attack. South Africa get them all going. Try time 38-21. And then again, so many penalties conceded from England. Not releasing, penalty conceded. Maul defence, penalty conceded. Scrum gets monstered, penalty conceded. Ben Jason Dixon, who wasn't even supposed to be playing, he gets himself a try. 45 points to 21. At full time, do South Africa kick it out? No, they want to keep playing. They want more points. They want 50, but Creel's one gets chalked off because it's forward to him from Marks. So 45-21, 7 tries to 3. It's a bonus point win for the Boks. Pretty comfortable, eh? Pretty comfortable. Willems are very comfortable under the high balls. Looking to run direct. So good at the breakdown, the box. Like Visa wins a couple of turnovers. He busts 3 tackles. Honeycomb busts 3 tackles. Grant Williams busts 4 tackles. He was looking very sharp. Couple of line breaks from him. To be fair, Marcus Smith and Fee also had a few defenders beaten of their own, but I mean, tackling machines, Marks with 17, Nokia with 17, Burn Earl had 17 as well, but yeah, individual standouts. How about the team stats? I mean, South Africa dominate the position overall, the territory overall, but the key one for mine, there's a couple. Penalties conceded is 13-6 against England, just too many. Like, how many times do you need to see your guy catch a ball, Jasper Wiese get over it, before you kind of work out what's going on here? I don't think they responded to that very well. Also, there were 119 carries from the box and 118 carries from the English. So that's almost even, right? I know there's only one in it. But the post-contact meters is 324 for South Africa and 274 for England. So a lot more kind of bang for your buck from the Bok players, particularly the forwards. Just dominant collisions, largely. So turnovers won is also 4-1. Line breaks is 10-4, all in favour of South Africa. So South Africa are deserved winners when you look at the stats. They are deserved winners when you look at the scoreboard. They're going to be a tough team to beat. The only thing that I said that they'll look back on is the second part of the first half. I don't think they'll be too pleased with that. For England, yeah, I don't know that they responded that well to the South African tactics. I kind of wish they didn't kick it quite as much as the Boks, but I kind of wish they had varied it up a little bit, because when they varied it up, I thought they looked better than just going with the relentless kicks. I mean, it almost paid off. Bloody Colby had a heart in his mouth moment from an English kick he thought was going to go out. Stays in. Chisholm almost gets it, but you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see how things go. England have got some travel to do now as they head back up north, and South Africa have got their next game at home, but it won't be at Ellis Park. I should say the crowd actually filled up pretty well, didn't it? There was a lot of talk about how this game was going to be half empty, but they sold 52,000 tickets in, what is it, a 60,000 seater stadium? So they got most of them. It didn't look visibly bad on camera. They slashed the prices after having them initially quite high. They filled out the stadium pretty well. But anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts on the game. Again, sorry it's delayed. Time difference is a thing. I'm off to watch Wales and Fiji, which I haven't seen and I don't know the result of. You guys take care. I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.